Hey guys, it's JP, and this time we are going to talk about the differences between running on a treadmill compared to overground running. Now typically, if you are preparing for a race that involves running on the ground, it may be more beneficial to run on a similar surface. However, there will be situations where it may be more appropriate to utilizing a treadmill. We have all faced that from time to time, whether it's because of weather or just convenience. Now, if this is the case, it may be beneficial to understand some of the differences involved when running on a treadmill. So now, let's go over a few of those differences. The first is that running on a treadmill may have increased forces or loads placed on the Achilles tendon when compared to overground running. This can be applicable to those who have irritability in the Achilles tendon. If you already have pain in that region when running on the ground, this may be further exacerbated when running on a treadmill. Now, another thing to note is the differences in step length and step rate. I will note that research has shown that there's typically minimal difference when running at slower speeds. However, when running at faster speeds on the treadmill, such as over 11 miles per hour, there are significant differences that may occur. At these kinds of speeds, there may be a notable decrease in your step length and an increase in your step rate when compared to running at a similar pace on the ground. A third thing to note is that vertical displacement, or how much bounce that occurs as you run, may be less. The reason for less of a bounce may be influenced by the higher step rate, as I mentioned earlier. This is because the higher the step rate is, the lower the vertical displacement tends to be. This may be useful to those who have limited tolerance to impact, as there is less up and down movement involved. However, if this is solely the case, it may just be better to just run on softer surfaces outside if possible. And those are a few differences that may occur when running on a treadmill compared to overground running. I hope you guys found this useful. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as well as any questions you may have. Next week, instead of talking about the differences, I'll talk about the similarities and uses of the treadmill. And as always, thank you for watching.